All right, what's up? Tim Sykes here. Wanted to do one more video this week just because there are so many plays. DGLY is spiking right now, 280. I just had a buy under 220. I sold it around 240 when it was looking like it was a little toppy. Now 280, just absolutely blasting off. This is what's going on in the market. For the week, I've made 54,000. This is my best trading week in years. I just locked in a little over 3,000 on DGLY, and I sold it, way too soon. This could have been a $10,000 profit had I held another, now 290. Look at this. This is just madness. Had I held it another like 20 minutes. And this is what I want you to understand. Even though I'm making good money, I am taking just small, safe profits along the way. Okay. So when you might say like, wow, this is amazing, 54,000, in a week, that's fantastic. But at the same time, I am playing extra safe because I think that's a good way to be. And a lot of people are asking me, how did I see the DGLY news? I've talked about this in the past before. This is the stocks to trade breaking news tool. I'm going to post a link to it just below this video. Please, 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 please use it. It is not just all news like a normal news wire. It is curated by 2X hedge fund traders, and they pick the best news specifically for low price stocks. They just nailed DGLY. They had it right in here. The news broke, the tweet broke that this one police force was putting in over $2 million for extra body cameras. Obviously, police brutality is a major issue again. DGLY ran up, in the past. This is another thing. It's not just about breaking news. It's recognizing what catalysts matter. More than 3 years ago, my bad. It was back here. This was when we had the last police brutality issue. So will it go back to 30 plus? I doubt it. But, when I bought it like around 215-ish and sold it in the 240s, that's fine. Now it's in the 280s, okay? Or 290s. So please use this. Also, if you don't understand like what news matters, what patterns matter, this is why I link this book, okay? This is a book called The Complete Penny Stock Course. It is written by my student, Jamil. I did not even write this. I wrote the foreword because Jamil took all of my DVDs, all my video lessons, all my webinars, and put all of the lessons into one book. It is fantastic. I'll link that underneath this video too. Use the breaking news tool and then learn the strategy. Read this over the weekend. Okay, I hate people missing out on these plays, and DGLY is just one play. By the way, XSPA, over 10 years. Understand, all these companies stink. Okay, so don't think that we're investing in these companies. We're trading their volatility. If you see like what they've done over the several years. Here's XSPA from basically 40 cents up to nearly $3 a share. I was buying this, my last buy was like 25 cents a share. I sold it way too soon. I did not anticipate or profit from this big run up, but that is the opportunity here. VISL is a big supernova right now. GNUS this week obviously has been a huge runner. Today, FRSX, huge runner, big red candle. But if you were in early in the morning, you could have doubled your money on the news. And this is the thing, like, you can't just say like, let me just invest in these companies for the long term. Not even like, let me hold them for the day. Recognize that because everyone is quarantined, because a lot of people are locked down, you have to think of this like holiday trading. And if you've seen my DVDs, namely Tim Raw, Penny Stocking Part 2, Penny Stocking Framework Part 2, you know that, holiday trading, there's a lot of spikes, a lot of excessive spikes near the market open. Then they usually fade by the end of the day. Here's XSPA in the 2s to the 3s. CRGE was my big winner. This was a nice morning spiker, and I was buying this in the 2s yesterday, okay? And I underestimated it, buying it in the 2s, selling it in the 3s. Today, I got another good buy, selling it pretty much near the high. I actually timed this one well because it's just up, too much. Like when it goes from under a half a penny to 6 cents, it doesn't sound like much, but this is like, a lot of money. This is 12 times your money in basically an afternoon and a morning. So that is best case scenario. You have to learn when to lock in profits too. But I gotta congratulate students. This isn't just about me. This is about you guys. Remember, I donate all of my trading profits to charity. Okay. Lately, Direct Relief is my favorite charity. And, in case you didn't realize, like, yeah, this is cool. This is this week, 54,000, which is pretty damn good. But I mean, why is this? I'm not very good at technology. You don't have to be smart. You don't have to be great at math. You don't have to be good at technology. On the year now, I'm up over 260,000. All of last year, I only made 125,000. So I've more than doubled my trading profits from 2020 or from 2019 because this market is so hot. And if you look at my trades, it's lots of small gains, some small losses along the way too. That's part of, the process. I'm missing trades left and right too. There's just too many plays. It's a good problem to have. But let me also congratulate students. Sorry, I lose track of things. Mr. Bean, he is in my challenge. 2,000 today, 4,500 for the week. And he says, we'll take a break. Only going to come out of retirement when there are solid plays. And that's the mentality to have. I know that it sounds crazy because I'm trading, half a dozen times a day, but I don't want to trade. I really did not want to take that DGLY trade, right? Like I have already been trading. Now I'm up 14,000 on the day in the morning, but I was already up over 10,000 on the day, which, this is my third $10,000 plus day in a row. So I've been on fire and I was actually about to go work out, but then I saw, thanks to the breaking news tool, I saw DGLY news. I recognized it as a former supernova. I recognized that this news could really spike it. And so I participated. And mind you, remember, I sold into this, okay? I totally missed out on the second run from 240 to 290. All I did was take the smaller run. And the cool thing is you don't have to predict news. A lot of people say, like, how do you predict news ahead of time? How do you be in the stocks ahead of time? Who cares? Okay? There's thousands of stocks. If you try to guess which one is going to be the next runner, you will likely lose. The cool thing with penny stocks is because the whole world hates on them, you have so much opportunity. Okay? If there was a bigger company that announced over a $2 million order with a police force, this stock would have been halted or it would have spiked right within like a minute or two. That's how big companies trade. I get a lot of hate from, big traders, and they're like, you can't make money day trading. All the algorithms kill you. Yeah, maybe, in high price stocks, because there's so much money, no one gives a shit about low price stocks. That's why there's opportunity. I'm competing against fucking idiots who actually believe in these companies and they invest like lotto tickets, right? If you are meticulous and you don't believe in the companies, you expect the worst out of every company, you expect the worst out of everyone in this niche, but you utilize the volatility to bank. That is where the opportunity is. So props to Mr. Bean, challenge student. I'm just going to go through a few tweets because there's too many people to congratulate. This guy, Sarah Minnap, 8th week in my challenge, just broke $10,000 in profits, over $1,000 in a day. The biggest he's earned in a day, 5 green days this week. Thank you so much. I love getting messages like this. Keep tweeting me, keep messaging me when you do well, when you don't do well. Okay, understand this is a process. Here were 2 pictures. I woke up to this, literally this DM this morning, and this person said, just wanted to thank you. You changed my life. I'm up over 1,000 in 3 months. Thanks from what I've learned in your books and free lessons. I've never been active on posting or tracking my trades, but I've been learning from you for years. And, I love waking up to this. And this was actually the picture I posted, before my DGLY trade and one other trade too. I was happy to just be up nearly 10 grand this morning, but again, I'll come out of retirement if there's a play that's good enough. That is the mentality to have. Think about how you don't need to make another trade if you don't want to. You only will come out of this, mindset, this retirement mindset, if there's a play that's good enough. When DGLY, former supernova, has the news that spiked it in the past before, a lot of penny stock traders, remember, the competition is not good here. A lot of penny stock traders do not know the significance of this, okay? So they're not going to necessarily recognize it right away. And even me, with all my 20 plus years of experience, I made what, like 20, 25 cents a share. I made like 10%. As it turned out, there was nearly 50%. So I took like 1/5, 1/4 of the potential profits, and I still made money. That is the opportunity. This is why I'm like yelling when I do these video lessons, because people are like, oh yeah, Tim, you make so much, you time everything perfectly. Not at all. Okay. And this is a great lesson where I just made 3 grand in under an hour and I could have made over 10 grand had I timed it better. But you know, I'm a greedy Jew. When I make 3 grand in a few minutes, like I'm going to take it. I don't mind selling too soon, but I want you to understand that there's more opportunity. Remember, CIDM was my biggest winner in terms of calling the stock dead on, but not my biggest winner in terms of my own dollar profits. I was buying this right here on the little breakout because this was a sympathy play to GNUS and I thought that this could spike. And I was buying it in the 90-cent area and selling it at around 105 when the breakout was kind of weak. After hours, it got up to 240. The next day, it goes up to 5 plus. I'm glad I was early. I'm glad I was on the right track, but I took literally like 1/100th of the potential profits. And I still made, 4 grand on that. Like, that is the beauty of this. And props to so many students who also shorted this. You can make money on the short side too. There is so much money in this market. It pisses me off that more people are not prepared, are not capitalizing on it. And that's why if I could come through this computer screen or this laptop or smartphone, whatever you're watching on, I would wring your neck and I would say, take advantage of this market. This is not necessarily going to last. I don't know how long the quarantines or the lockdowns or the holiday trading or, the hot coronavirus sector or now the hot police equipment sector is going to be. All I do is take it one trade at a time. And there is so much money every single day at stake. So I just don't want you wasting that. That's what it comes down to. Let me scroll down here for some more. John Papa made 2,000. Got to give him props. Mark Crook, he nailed the ZM puts. He trades options now too, and he's made like 300,000. I don't know why this just went to crazy random tweets. Oh, I got I got out of my own Twitter feed, so I was looking at everyone's tweets. But here, Anon made money on Hertz. I didn't even trade Hertz. And this is, these bankrupt stocks are coming up. Look at this, from basically 78 cents to $4 a share. I mean, this is a fantastic run up. I did make some money on INTEQ, but I sold this at 63 cents yesterday. It got up to 77 cents twice. I underestimated that. Kelly, I love this. Second week, and Kelly's like, you guys, it's real. Like, literally, I have students who are not sure. They're like, is this real? Or, why are people tweeting you? Are these fake accounts? All of the people who tweet me are real. I don't have any bots or fake accounts. I actually did get invited to speak at Harvard. I don't have fake testimonials or fake students or fake trades. You have to understand, part of the reason why I'm so excited is not just the money, but busting through all the BS that's in this industry. And I love that Kelly was like kind of skeptical, but now guess what? It's her second week and she's making 1,000 plus. And it's not just about big money. Like an extra 1,000 is freaking awesome. And she's learning too. Here's Michael, who made 3,900. Panther Nation made 5,000 on my pick TMDI. That was a big winner. Angel made some money, like 15-20% on VISL. Tree Sniper making 300. Doc Bryan making 457 in 3 minutes. Literally just paid for the Supernova subscription in 3 minutes, which is crazy. Taylor made some money on VISL and Brian doubles his counter. I hope you get the idea, okay? When there is so much opportunity, there's so much that you can do. This is not just about like picking hot stocks, right? There's a lot of pumpers out there where they're like, this is gold, this is the company, it's all BS, okay? These companies have no fundamentals, pretend they're all gonna go bankrupt. Do I care what DGLY does now? No. The fact is that there was an inefficiency because the news was out, it was positive news. We knew that other people would see the news and buy the stock, and all you had to do was position yourself ahead of all the people who are less meticulous, who are less prepared, okay? You had how many minutes? The news came out right here at around 11:30 a.m. The high here was 12:33, or 12:04. So it doesn't look like that long, but 30 plus minutes is an eternity from the bottom of the move to the top, okay? I was only in it for a small part of the 30 minutes, and I still made 3 grand. And not every play is going to be this perfect where you have like multiple waves, but it's just an example. And I'm so proud of so many other students. Even if you sell too soon, here's quick trades. making money on Hertz and XSPA, but I like showing all my trades. I like showing how it adds up. 264,000 now on the year, and just in the last 30 days, because I think this is very important. The last 30 days, I made 139,000. I want you to learn. So you have 2 pieces of homework after you watch this video. First, sign up for this breaking news tool on Stocks to Trade. You just need it, okay? Like I'm tired of people saying like, where do I find the news? Where do I find the stocks? This is the only news tool that I use because it is curated to get rid of all the other junk so that I know this is the best news, the most important news. And it's not just news. I mean, this was DGLY spike was based off a tweet, okay? So you got to start thinking about like what will get other people to really want to buy a stock that's already up 10, 20, 30, 50, 100%. Is the catalyst important enough? And that's why this tool, that's why it's not run by, journalists or, lowly paid staffers. These are 2 ex-hedge fund traders. They've made a lot of money trading. They know what news matters. They know what catalysts matter. And they curate. And they're not right 100% of the time. Some of the news is just fluff. But again, if you're prepared and you recognize the catalyst and you recognize the supernovas or the former supernovas, recent supernovas can become supernovas again. So it's a combination of having the right tools and having the right mindset. And that's why I want you to read this book. I'll link this book and I'll link this tool under it. But I'm a little pumped up right now, just because I see how much potential there is if you just follow instructions, if I can teach you the retired trader mindset, if you can come out of retirement for plays like DGLY. It's just an exciting time, and I know some of you don't even want to hear my thoughts, but I want to be real with you, Some people are like, okay, Tim, just give me the stock picks. I don't need to hear all this other stuff. But I need you to understand that, number 1, there's a lot of opportunity. Number 2, you need to study and you need to have the right tools to capitalize on the opportunity. My challenge students, they're getting 2 to 4 live webinars every single week. That speeds up your learning curve. There's no magic formula for getting rich. There's no magic formula for learning everything right away. Where you, like Neo in the Matrix, where you plug that thing into the back of your head and Kung Fu all of a sudden. That doesn't exist yet, okay? So you're going to have to study. Some people ask me like what the catch is. Like, oh, it sounds too good to be true. Well, first of all, I don't win every time, okay? I lose roughly a third of the time. I just cut my losses quickly. As you see in my trades, I have a lot of $3,000, $4,000 profits lately, and my losses are $200, $300, $400. So if your gains are 10 times the size of your losses, and you're winning more often on a percent basis, frequency-wise than your losses, it's really tough for your account not to grow. So I have a strategy. I have a process for trading. Now we have a strategy and a process for teaching. I'm also going to include a link to my challenge. Why not? If you can, read this book and use this breaking news tool, but then also study, not just for me, but also Tim Grittani. Tim Grittani, remember, I was messaging with him. He made $140,000 yesterday. Jack Kellogg made $44,000 yesterday. He sized down today because $44,000 was a big day for Jack. That was his biggest day ever. He still made another $4,000 today. So he's in the challenge. They're in the challenge. They're alerting, in the challenge chat room. In case you don't realize, like the challenge chat room. I mean, this is my favorite chat. Like everyone's talking. Croy Runner is Tim Grittani. And he's talking about, once hard crack could short a pop with the HOD risk. Like if you don't understand the terms, this sounds like a foreign language, right? Like if short bias, once hard crack could short a pop with HOD risk, short into resistance. This makes sense to me, but unless you study the books, unless you study this terminology, you won't understand the basics and then you'll miss out on the opportunity. So 3 specific things down below. 1, it's going to be all about reading the book, the complete penny stock course. 2, the breaking news tool. And 3, I'll post a link if you want to apply to get into my challenge. You could offer to pay me $1 million. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get in my challenge. We have a great community of like-minded individuals who want to learn. It's not just about hot picks or hot alerts. Okay, the alerts are just real-time reminders of the patterns in the process. So Anyways, I'm going to go work out. I'm pretty amped. Congrats to everyone on such a great week. Just awesome. I have no other words. Leave a comment underneath. Say like, this is awesome. If you're learning, if you're profiting, if you're loving this market as much as I am.